Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, it is another sub sandwich review, and I'm excited. But anyway, we'll get to that. Folks, it is a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, it's my brand new Not My God shirt. Which, if you are unfamiliar with Not My God, I would not be super duper surprised. They're somewhat obscure. You definitely have to sort of be in certain circles. I wouldn't even consider myself to be particularly in said circles, but I do have a tendency to find this stuff. Not My God, it's a duo sort of working in electronica, kind of industrial style music. Think sort of like early Nine Inch Nails, like Pretty Hate Machine era kind of stuff, as well as sort of doing their own thing. Consists of two guys, Mr. Tim Skold, Mr. Nero Bellum, who are both absolutely phenomenal in their own individual rights. I've actually seen Tim Skold perform live just in his own solo project, although Nero was actually part of that also. But this is a very specific incarnation of their collaboration, and it was the first and last tour that they ever decided to do when I got this shirt. I got to see him perform literally just a few days ago now, and I really fucking loved it, man. The theater was great. The music was fantastic. It is a shame that, at least supposedly, this is going to be their only tour in this incarnation. They're still doing their own stuff, so, you know, they have Cyclone 9 is actually going to be performing sometime, a few weeks from now, so I might go out and do that. That's another one of the projects that they work on. But anyway, and by the way, I actually do have some videos from this performance, just in case you're interested. They're on the channel as well. But anyway, what am I reviewing for you, folks? What are we doing here? It is a sub sandwich review. With it being a sub sandwich review, I have to preface it with three things. Number one, for over a year now, I have been going on sub sandwich adventures. I have been trying out sub sandwiches and reviewing them from basically every place you could think of. Everything from like proper delis and sub shops to literally the break room from my job. I have been going over there. If there's a sub sandwich out there, it's within reasonable distance. There's a good likelihood I will eventually review it and put it onto the YouTube. But where does it go once it's on the YouTube? Well, aside from my channel. All ends up in my Subs for Subs playlist. That's the number two thing that I need to preface. So if you like my sub sandwich content and you want it all in one convenient location, it's there. It's there. Go. Now, go do it. It's there. That is just for my sub sandwich reviews. It's all there. Whenever you need it, I promise it's not going anywhere. Final thing, folks, final thing I need to preface it with. If you're not getting enough sub sandwich content from yours truly, just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there, upload my sub sandwich reviews. People seem to enjoy them. And so typically speaking, you're going to get at least two, occasionally one, but typically at least two, sometimes three, sometimes four. There will be more sub sandwich content coming, I promise. But anyway, what sub sandwich am I reviewing? Where is it from? Why am I excited? Well, folks, we're reviewing, boom, it's an American sub. Cost me $9.79. And this sub came courtesy of Mike's Gourmet Meats and Deli, which apparently is from 1969. This is a local spot. So not only is it going to end up in my not only is it going to end up in my Subs for Subs spot, in my Subs for Subs playlist, it's also going to end up in my Sampler Platter Local Love playlist. But this is a local deli that I've passed by a million billion times. Finally decided to look into it. Turns out they make sub sandwiches. I just got through reviewing their Italian sub sandwich. Go watch that video. That's why I'm excited for this one. This is their American sub sandwich, which consists of ham, turkey, bologna, American cheese, mayo, tomato, onion, and lettuce. And it's all boar's head. So let's open this up, take a look at it. America! Fuck yeah. Let's open it up. Ooh. I mean, it looks sexy, folks. I'm not gonna lie. Because, folks, it looks like, boom, it looks like this. That is a huge fucking sub. Look at all the meats. Ha 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 ha. So many meats, so many delicious meats. Let's go ahead and get right into it, folks. Let me grab a napkin so that I can eat it with hopefully dripping a bunch of shit on my... Full on. All the points for using American cheese. I've had a couple places now that did American subs that didn't use American cheese. They use like provolone or some shit. An American sub needs American cheese. It's a law. It's in the Constitution. Now watch me unhinge my jaw. Ha! Yes. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, folks. That's why I'm happy I do sub sandwich reviews. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Folks, here's the thing. Whenever I go to a new sub sandwich place, I always go over there. I always start with the Italian sub. Because for me, if you can't do an Italian sub right, I don't have a lot of hope for you. But American sub is just as important. Because it's uniquely American. You know, even though it's not fundamentally unique in its construction, but it's an American sub. I live in America. So I do want certain things out of it. I do have certain expectations going into it. This definitely meets those expectations and exceeds most of them. The thing that's so wonderful about the American sub is its simplicity. It's a very humble sandwich at its core. Nothing about it is particularly interesting or crazy. I mean, again, we got ham, we got turkey, we got bologna, we got American fucking cheese. Those are all ingredients that probably a lot of people in America have, you know, easy access to and could put this together themselves. But it's about the construction, it's about the quality of the ingredients. That's what makes it so special. And then it's fundamentally this awesome, humble sandwich that manages to just be really, really good. And I do think in a weird way, I think it kind of encapsulates America, you know, where it's got different elements that are coming together to become greater than the sum of their parts. But at the same time, even though it's a big, meaty sandwich, you know, it's definitely pumping itself up. Fundamentally, it's a simple, honest thing, you know, and I like that about American sub sandwich. I don't give a damn if you don't. Oh. Key thing with the American sub sandwich, because it is so simple, there is no place to hide. You don't have any salami or pepperoni or anything to pump it up. The ingredients need to be good. They need to be fresh. And it needs to work. This absolutely works. Every single element I can taste clearly. And it's being put perfectly on a display in a way where everything is working together. It's just... This is a fantastic American sub sandwich. It really is. It is really, really good. Potential points of contention, and basically I mentioned this in the previous one with the Italian sub. They do use shredded lettuce. I prefer more of like this, you know, the whole lettuce kind of thing. It's a minor gripe, but I like that crunch that you get from it. I think it kind of opens it up a little bit, gives it a little extra freshness, but and mind you, lettuce is fresh, I'm just saying. And then, so I noticed this with the Italian one, they don't use the closed sub with the bread. And the bread is good, but it's not the best sub bread I've ever had. It's not the worst, not even close to being the worst. But, you know, it's two distinct pieces, a top and a bottom. Typically, sub sandwiches, you leave some space there, but I get why they do it, because they're giving you so much more meat. it lets them really cram it in there. So I'm willing to give them that. It's a criticism, but it's more just something I'm noticing. But other than that, man, it does everything that I want an American sub sandwich to do. It's hearty, it's simple, it's celebrating the meats and the ingredients. It's a thing of beauty. There's nothing I dislike about it. It is simplicity brought to its most perfect point. And there's a lot to be said about that. Anyway, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and abso-fucking-lutely. This is, as much as I enjoyed the Italian sub sandwich, and I did really enjoy their Italian sub sandwich, I think I enjoy their American sub sandwich maybe just a little bit more. Because with the Italian sub sandwich, I've had Italian sub sandwiches from other places around me where I personally, it plays to my palate just a little bit more, right? With their American sub sandwich, there's not many that really are doing it to any substantial amount better for me. This is a really, really good American sub sandwich, so I would absolutely come back here to get one. The Italian sub sandwich, I would still get from time to time, but if I wanted a really good American sub sandwich, this is definitely a place that I could stop and be very, very happy. If I am recommending it, absolutely. Again, this is the reason why you go, and not everybody has access to it, to be fair. But this is why you go to proper places, As much as some chain locations are good, and I'm not shitting on them or anything, man, it's like, it doesn't compare. Fundamentally, even the best chain locations, as good as they might be, are not going to compare to a proper deli, a proper sandwich shop, if they're doing their job right. And Mike's, they're definitely doing it right. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly American sub sandwich-tastic rest of your life. Because, damn it, folks, as much as I love the Italian sub sandwich, and I do, I have to celebrate the sandwich of my homeland as well. To be fair, I could also do, German stuff, because I'm part German. And, well, I'm a lot of things, to be fair, but, Final 2 things. Number 1, folks, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live and I'm out there with you in it. Okay, I went over there. I was at work last night. It wasn't a great night for me. I got stuck doing a lot of bullshit that I didn't want to do. I didn't feel I needed to do. And I personally felt it was a giant waste of my time. But I got off of work. Took a nice long nap. Went out eating some delicious sub sandwiches for lunch. It's more early dinner at this point. Having a pretty good day now. But at the end of the day, we are going to deal with situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you watch my sub sandwich reviews and you watch me eat Italian subs and American subs. And you're like, well, Brandon, what about Croatian subs? Where's your love for Croatian subs? Well, folks, I haven't seen a Croatian sub sandwich. I don't know if they exist. Maybe they do. I'm sure the fine people of Croatia have some banging ass cuisine. If they do have a sub sandwich variation, let me know. I'll look into it. You'd be surprised with the type of food that I run into in the area that I live in. Just in the past few weeks, I've done Filipino, and trust me, all these reviews are coming. I've done Filipino food, Peruvian food, and Colombian food. Yeah. So, but folks, if possible, I will assemble an entire United Nations worth of sub sandwiches. Just give me a little time. That's all I'm saying. Or conversely, okay, maybe I don't know much about the sub sandwich, again, the Croatian food and stuff like that. If you're from Croatia and you watch my show or, just whatever, then hit me up and be like, hey, try out this, and I'll give it a shot. Eventually. Bye!